Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to what's happening around the NFC East lately, you already know that the landscape is shifting rapidly. And the latest move, which is stirring up a lot of buzz, involves a major trade that could redefine the division's power balance for years to come. We're talking about the Washington Commanders making a bold push to upgrade their receiver core, and it all centers around Calvin Ridley, the dynamic wide receiver currently with the Tennessee Titans. Yes, you heard that right. Ridley, who's been a game-changer when healthy, might soon be donning the burgundy and gold. This isn't just speculation. Sources are indicating that the Titans, currently struggling at 2-5 with an offense that's been quite lackluster, are open to trading Ridley in exchange for a third-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and wide receiver Dyami Brown. And let's break down why this makes so much sense for both sides. The Titans are in a bit of a tough spot, especially with their quarterback situation and offensive line issues. They're sitting at 2-5, and their attack has been far from explosive. Their offensive line has allowed 27 sacks so far, which is quite high, and their passing attack has been inconsistent at best. The idea here is that the Titans are looking to shed some salary. Ridley's contract has a cap hit of around $14 million, which is a significant chunk for a team in rebuilding mode. And they're also eyeing a future asset, a third-round pick that could turn into a solid player down the road. Plus, adding Dyami Brown gives them a bit of speed and explosiveness on offense, something they desperately need to stretch the field and open up options for their quarterback. Meanwhile, for Washington, this is a chance to address a critical weakness. The team has been battling injuries at wide receiver, and the depth chart has been thin. The likes of Jahan Dotson have shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency and health have been issues. Bringing in Ridley, a player who's been described as elusive and lightning fast, could be exactly what the offense needs to become more unpredictable and dangerous. Ridley's career stats are impressive, with over 300 receiving yards and 42 touchdowns, and he's been a proven playmaker when healthy. This season, even with a few injuries, he managed 32 receptions for 482 yards and 4 touchdowns. What's particularly exciting is his ability to create separation. He's in the top 4 league-wide in separation at 30 yards per route, which is crucial for the Commanders' quarterback, Sam Howell, who's already shown a lot of promise. Speaking of Howell, the addition of Ridley could be a game-changer. Last season, Howell led the team to a 7-10 record, but he showed flashes of being a franchise quarterback. His QBR has been improving, and with a reliable deep threat like Ridley, the offense could see a significant boost. In fact, projections suggest that Ridley's presence could increase the team's EPA per pass by around 19%, which is a massive upgrade. Washington's offensive numbers have been climbing, moving from the 22nd ranked attack last season to a top 10 offense when factoring in recent improvements. The team's passing game, especially with Dotson and now Ridley, could become one of the most dangerous in the league, capable of stretching defenses vertically and opening up running lanes for Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. Now, let's talk about what this means in terms of the division landscape. The NFC East has always been fiercely competitive, with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys often stealing the spotlight, but the Commanders are quietly building a formidable squad. With this potential acquisition, they're not just adding a player, they're signaling their intent to contend seriously. The odds for the Super Bowl have already shifted for Washington, moving from plus 5,000 earlier in the season to plus 3,000 now. That's a pretty significant jump, and it reflects the confidence the betting markets are starting to place on this team. Ridley's playoff history is noteworthy, averaging nearly 98 yards per game in postseason play, which shows he's someone who can perform under pressure. If the Commanders can integrate him quickly and effectively, they'll be a team no one wants to face come January. Let's not forget the Titans' side of things. They're clearly in rebuild mode, trying to find their footing with rookie quarterback Will Levis, who's shown glimpses of potential but still has a lot to prove. His QBR of 79, 8 isn't bad, but with the offensive line allowing so many sacks, it's clear they need talent upgrades. The trade of Ridley and Dyami Brown, along with a third-round pick, signifies the Titans focusing on future assets rather than immediate success. They're betting on their young players and trying to build a foundation for the years ahead, but that also means they might be sacrificing some immediate competitiveness. Back to Washington, the impact of acquiring Ridley isn't just about adding a star receiver. It's about transforming the entire offense into a vertical threat that defenses will have to respect. This opens up opportunities for other players like Dotson, who can now work underneath and in the intermediate zones, creating mismatches. It also boosts the confidence of the offense as a whole, giving Howell more options and flexibility. The team's coaching staff, led by head coach Ron Rivera, has been emphasizing a balanced attack, and with Ridley's speed and playmaking ability, they can diversify their offensive scheme further. Plus, the addition of a player like Ridley sends a message to the locker room. The Commanders are serious about competing and making a push for the playoffs, or perhaps even more. Of course, there are questions that linger. Will Ridley fully recover from his injury and regain his top form? His shoulder and rib injuries last season hampered his production, but reports indicate he's been working hard to get back to peak condition. If he can stay healthy, the sky's the limit. And with the supporting cast around him improving, the Commanders could become one of the most feared offenses in the NFC. The defense has been solid, and with this upgraded offense, Washington could be a complete team that many teams will struggle to contain. Looking ahead, the upcoming games will be crucial. The Commanders are already at a 3-4 record, but with this new addition, there's hope for a strong second half of the season. Their remaining schedule isn't the easiest, but with Ridley stretching defenses and Dotson working underneath, they have a genuine shot at climbing into the playoff picture. The NFC East is wide open, and if Washington can capitalize on this opportunity, they might just make a deep postseason run. The rivalry with Dallas and Philadelphia will certainly intensify, but the Commanders are positioning themselves as dark horses with a real shot at dethroning the reigning champs, or at least making a significant statement this year. So, to sum it all up, this potential trade is more than just a transaction. It's a statement of intent from the Washington Commanders. They're not content with just competing, they want to dominate. Bringing in Calvin Ridley, especially in a season where they're already showing flashes of brilliance, could be the catalyst that elevates this team to new heights. It's about adding speed, playmaking, and a proven postseason performer to their roster. And for the Titans, it's a move focused on building for the future, shedding salary, and acquiring draft assets that could pay dividends down the road. This kind of move is exactly what makes the NFL so unpredictable and exciting. The division is heating up, and the Commanders are right in the thick of it, aiming for that elusive Super Bowl appearance. And let's be honest, with Ridley's talent and the direction the team is heading, they might just be the team to watch in the NFC this year. The big question now is, how quickly can Ridley gel with Howell and the rest of the offense? Will he live up to expectations? Only time will tell, but one thing, as for sure, this is a story you don't want to miss. The NFC's just got a whole lot more interesting, and the Washington Commanders are right at the center of the action. Stay tuned, because this season is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling in recent memory, and the Commanders are poised to make a serious statement. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Do you believe Ridley can make the difference that takes Washington to the next level? Are you excited about the future of this squad? Let us know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, insider info, and analysis. So make sure to stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news, because this is just the beginning of what promises to be an unforgettable season.